Okay, everything is up and running, so we can start right on time if you wanted to start right on time.
Well, I did want to, but I think we need more people. So thanks. I'm gonna wait a few minutes and see if we get more people. Hi, John.
Okay, no problem.
Hi.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty well. It may just be us. Three of us.
Maybe.
I'll say yes.
I think we need a quorum, so that could be a little bit of a problem.
No.
Heather's here though. Yeah, I was like, I think I'm on at the right time. I mean,
I saw 10:30.
yeah. Well, we'll see. We've got Heather. We'll see who else comes.
Oh my gosh, they're
Hi.
flooding in, and there's 1 more minute to spare.
Thanks a lot, John.
They're not messing around.
Make every minute
So
count.
for a quorum, we need 7 of us though, right? So we need
Correct.
3 more people to
I did.
actually do this meeting. I'm sure they're coming.
I got a couple.
Well, I know
of
Jesse's
here.
not going to be here.
Yeah, that's the only one I know about. Oh, here's Heidi.
We're getting there.
Yep, slowly. All right, we've got a quorum. They're all coming in now. So we're Karina, I'm going to start it just in another minute because we do have a quorum now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I think we've got even more than a quorum here at this point. So I am going to call the February 3rd Parks and Conservation Committee to order. And as you see, there are they have the slide up on how to join the webinar. We are still remote. I guess I should say that, even though it seems fairly obvious. And you can join via computer or also via phone. If you have joined, I don't see anyone as an attendee via phone, you need to use *9 to raise and lower your hand. I will call for public comment if there's anyone in the public that is in the meeting. Also, feel free to leave us a council voicemail at 406-552-6012. or an email to all of council that is at council@ci.missoula.mt.us. So we appreciate any public participation and comments that you have. I am going to do roll call first here. Anderson. You here? I do not believe she is here. Becerra. Not here. Contos. You're muted.
Here.
Okay. Harp.
Here.
Hess. Don't see him either. Jones.
Here.
Merritt.
Here.
Ramos, I know, is absent. Cheryl is here. Vasika.
Present.
Von Lossberg.
Here.
And West.
Here.
Great, thank you. And then we need to, let's get to this. We need to approve the minutes from January 13th. If there are no changes to those minutes, they will stand approved. So please raise your hand if you have any changes to those. I don't see any, so those stand approved. There are no members of the public here, so we will pass on public comment. But we do have one item. This should be a pretty quick meeting today, I would think. It is a resolution authorizing application to Land and Water Conservation Fund grant program for the West Side Park and Playground. And I think David Selvage is here with us to give us a presentation. I saw you earlier, David. Why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Good morning, council members. Appreciate your time today. We would like to make an application for the West Side project to the Land and Water Conservation Fund program in the amount of approximately $450,000 of LWCF funding, which will require somewhere on order of $470,000 minimum commitment from the city for park improvements at West Side. We believe we have the matching funds already available from prior approvals, thank you, and from fundraising and donations through all. I just wanted to show you, it does reference LWCF, the application, and I wanted to share my screen for a second. Can you see that? That's the application, the front of the application, and it basically just specifies that it's the city of Missoula for West Side Park and Playground improvements.
I don't see the screen sharing.
Bummer.
Yeah. Also, I want to make a note that Stacy Anderson's here as well now.
Okay. Let me see if I can bring that over here. So you can't see any screen there?
Nope, we can just see you.
Bummer. Well, let me see if I can bring that over.
Oh, here it comes. Yep. Okay. got it.
Thank you. So that's just the front of the application. That's about 30 pages long, and I don't believe that you care about the details that much other than the big picture. If we're successful, boy, would this make a big boost in making improvements. We're working with the school district here to, we've notified them of what this means for the property and the lease. Our term lease is sufficiently long for LWCF program to say, yes, this looks like a good grant application. With that, we would stand for questions. I do have Nathan McLeod here if you have any questions about the project itself.
Great, thank you. And I love LWCF. I'm excited to try to tap into that funding, and it's just a great program. So I love to see us using it. Could you talk a little bit more of the timeline, like when we would find out about if we receive this grant?
So first review is March 1st. This application is due March 1st. And then the tentative schedule that we saw would be noticed somewhere around June or July of awards or not.
Great.
And then we would have to get moving on it.
Right. And will you also just speak a little more about the city's part of the 470,000?
I'm going to defer to Nathan for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Hey, can you guys see me? I'm in process of moving back to my office. It's very exciting. Out of my basement. So we have a combination of funding. Some of it is impact fees. Some of it is park district. The Missoula County Public Schools has committed $100,000 to the project as well. And then we also have several $100,000 of donations or foundation grants that have been awarded to the project. And there's been a lot of small number donations from individuals as well.
Great, thank you. And I just want to say one of the things that LWCF has been such a great partner in a lot of different projects for a lot of different organizations. And when we talk about leveraging funds, they have been a big piece of that. So Just really appreciate that program. Heather?
Yeah, thanks, Amber. I guess, Nathan, this might be the question for you. Can you just remind us how long this project has been in the pipeline in terms of the community improvement plan? I think sometimes we see so many plans and we kind of forget really how long we've been working on each and every one of these components of building our community.
Yeah, of course. It's been coming for a while. We initiated the conversations with the school in 2018, and we adopted the master plan. I believe it was adopted by Park Board in fall of 2018, and then fundraising began at that time. We are currently working on phase 1 of this project, which is under contract and under construction.
Okay. And a follow-up, if I might?
Yeah, that's fine.
And so basically we're talking about the dollars on the earlier end of this project, which are always the harder ones to capture, correct? Nathan
Yes.
is not. Okay.
For sure. And the capital campaign that we've been working on, we've been trying to target those big donors to start with. And then as we get closer to our target goal, we're going to be starting to have more community events and things where we can target smaller donations. Obviously, COVID has played a part in that as well, and it's really difficult to do. We're not going to be able to have, we talked about doing a night at one of the local restaurants or things like that. So hopefully that will change in the future, but that's exactly right. The beginning funding, the big numbers are hard to get by, and we hope that we can kind of wrap up with the smaller donations.
Great.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, those are good points. Brian?
Thanks. I don't see any hands from my Ward 1 colleague and Ward 2 folks, so I'm going to go ahead and proudly put the motion on the floor, and if I can speak to it briefly.
Absolutely.
Amber, you made a really good point. LWCF funds have been deployed around the community and across the state in really fantastic ways. A lot of work went into, get at the federal level, getting the appropriate appropriations to the LWCF fund. It would just be foolish for us to not try to leverage funds that we can, produce here at home via that mechanism. So, this is a smart thing to do financially on behalf of a park that serves a community and multiple neighborhoods that, this is a critically important resource for those neighborhoods in the community. Last thing I want to acknowledge my colleague Heidi's work around fundraising here. And I know proudly one of the Christmas presents I gave on behalf of my parents was a small donation. It wasn't going to seal the deal, but it was something I and they were very proud to support.
Thank you. And thank you for that donation for your parents as a present. Great idea. Julie.
Just want to echo and underscore what Brian said. I'm very much in support of this resolution. As someone who spent a few years raising money for the playground over at Franklin School, I know how hard it is. It's sometimes the last thing that the school districts and the county and the city have funds for, but the impact for the kids is so amazing. Like seeing the kids' faces on the day that we unveiled the new playground and seeing them come running out of the school building to play on it for the first time is just something that I will never forget. It makes a big impact for those children to know that people in their community care about them enough to create something like this for them. So thanks for everyone who supported this. And Heidi, thank you for all your hard work on it.
Thanks, Julie. And Heidi, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add a couple comments. One being that I think one of the really important things on this that will be triggered because of this funding source is that it provides public access into perpetuity. That is a deal that the MCPS will have to agree to if this is if we're successful in securing this funding. And I think that is a really, really big deal. In one part of it is that they would even consider this, I think is really awesome. And, I think deserves a lot of recognition. And the second thing is that if this is successful, then this is secured as a public outside space in a neighborhood where we don't have readily available parkland. We aren't gaining any empty space over on the west side. And so I think that securing this for the neighborhood is really a huge step. And we've reached just over $10,000 in small donations, which I feel like is a big milestone in the grand scheme of things. So things are really moving along, and I think this is a really big part of making this a successful project. So, yeah, I support it, obviously.
I got that part. So I'm going to allow for one more comment because we only have 2 more minutes left and we need to do a roll call vote. So Mirta, if you could kind of briefly.
Yeah, I just briefly want to express my wholehearted support for this. As a former West Sider and still West Sider at the, in the heart, I know how important playground equipment can be to everyone in the community, but especially in this part of the community. And if there's one thing that we all learned, I think, through the pandemic is how important outdoor recreation has been for everyone's physical and mental health. And I think that it's a good use of funds. And yeah, excited about the possibilities. Support it.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for your comments. I think just to try to stay on schedule, since this is our first meeting of the day, we better move on and do a roll call vote. Karina, if you'd do that, that'd be great.
All right, here we go. Stacy Anderson.
Yes.
Stacy Anderson votes yes. Mirta Becerra.
Yes.
Becerra votes yes. John Contos.
Yes.
Contos votes yes. Heather Harp.
Yes.
Harp votes yes. Hess.
He's not here.
It's not here? Oh, goodness. Okay, so sorry about that. Jones.
Yes.
Jones votes yes. Merritt.
Yes.
Merritt votes yes. Cheryl.
Yes.
Cheryl votes yes. Vaseka.
Yes.
Vaseka votes yes. Von Lossberg.
Yes.
Von Lossberg votes yes. West.
Yes.
West votes yes. So that is 10 yeses and it passes unanimously.
Great, thank you. And I wish we had more time this morning to celebrate this project. Brian, is your hands up? Did you need to
I
say
just
something?
wanted to note that there was no public present for calling for public comment on it.
Thank you. I noted there was a public here, but I did not actually mention that. And I realized no one.
All good.
So, okay, so no public here. I really appreciate everyone's work on this. David, thank you. And Heidi, thank you. And to be quite honest, I don't know who all has worked on it over the years, but it's a great project. So I'm thankful for all of you. With that, we will be adjourned.
Thank you very much. And I just want to note, Nathan and I are 6 berries apart.
I like that background. You're in a different environment than I am, for sure.
Thank you much. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Hey, oh, no, we just finished. Yeah.